always walk away with your dignity. Always walk away with your dignity. And that's actually a piggyback off of. I remember an older guy told me one time. I was in sales, and I got really good at sales. I got really good at sales. I can pretty much overturn any objection and stuff like that. And I remember I was going back and forth with this guy. I think he told me, he said I got to check with my wife. And at the time I'm young. I'm probably like maybe 24 years old, 25 years old. And so I pretty much challenged him on it. I'm like, oh well, can I speak to like who run the household type shit? I said some slick shit or whatever. Mm-hmm. And this conversation is going on, and this older guy who was working with me, he's just kind of peeping the whole thing. And after it was over, he approached me and he said, always leave a man with his dignity. Mm-hmm. And that stuck with me. So for you, always walk away with your dignity. And the situation is, let's just say a woman in your life, she decides that she don't want to be in your life no more. You got two options. You can, confess your love, beg and plead. And essentially you're trying to convince her to stay in your life, or you're trying to convince her so you can stay in her life. And she's that decision, by the time she came to you with that, her mind was made up. Mm-hmm. So the best thing that you could possibly do in that situation is say, okay, and walk away. Mm-hmm. Now, for one, I've been on both sides before. I guarantee you are going to regret trying to confess your love and do this, and she's still standing on what the fuck she said. Mm-hmm. Not only did you lose your bitch, but you also lost your manhood and your dignity. Like, you're not going to feel good. The best thing to do in that situation is accept the decision that somebody else has made to not be a part of your journey no more. Mm-hmm. Okay, walk away, and that actually can leave, and she's actually going to be surprised and or confused about it, especially if she knows how much you love her, and you just be like, I understand, okay, and you walk away. That's gonna fuck up a little bit. That could also leave a door open for you if you want to revisit that situation down the line or whatever. 9 times out of 10, you probably won't. She'll probably come back and you'll get past it or whatever. But always walk away with your dignity, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here begging and pleading. If somebody made a decision that they don't want to be a part of your journey no more, just, okay, cut it off. And I ain't saying that it ain't gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, but I guarantee you would much rather deal with that on your own and walk away with your dignity than, you know what I'm saying, you pouring your heart out and you didn't said your best shit and she like, nah, I'm okay.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a man's perspective for you.
Absolutely. Before we get up out of here, man, I want to give another shout out to Sold Out Cafe. They donated a lot of food and labor and time to the food at the Roses Idea launch party.
Yes.
It's a young black lady from Chicago, young black woman from Chicago, and she's actually opening up a store in Calumet City soon. So all my Chicago people, make sure y'all check out the new restaurant Sold Out Cafe in Calumet City. All my people that's watching in general, if you're a foodie, you plan on visiting Chicago, anything like that, make sure y'all follow. So when y'all come visit, y'all can check out the restaurant. It's SOL dot DOUT. All right.
Sure.
And that's also going to be in the show notes as well. So shout out to Sold Out Cafe.
Chef Lex, we appreciate you.
For sure, Chef Lex, man. And that's all we got for y'all today, man.